Yes. Welcome back to my channel. I decided to take a page out of Chloe's book from the Hypogamous Lives podcast and YouTube. Hey girl, hey. Thanks for the positive videos. But I like the way she just uses images and just records her voice. For someone who is sort of anonymous and would like to keep my identity that way because I move in different circles, this works much better for me. I mean, I did like my wigs and the bangs and the sunglasses, but this is a lot easier for me. From now on, I'm just gonna be doing videos with just images as a background, and this will help me not have to worry about getting ready, turning on lights, and disguising my face every time. Like, I can just record my voice notes wherever I am, and I can just be relaxed. Now I can be relaxed and give you guys the content you came here for. You really didn't come here to see my face anyway. You came here for the content. So let me know what you think about this in the comments below. So today, the video, or audio, I guess in this case, but yes, this video is by request. Some of you wanted me to give some tips on conversation starters you can use to approach men while you're out freestyling instead of waiting for them to come to you. But before I begin though, please make sure you like and subscribe to this channel so that more people can find it. And as usual, my disclaimer, this is what I know to be true for me. You don't have to watch this video or follow my advice, period. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to state that I do not recommend directly approaching men because you are essentially starting from a losing standpoint. There are, however, a few ways to indirectly gain a man's attention, which basically means he's not thinking that you are interested in him, but he notices you and sees you as friendly and refreshing. If any of you have read The Art of Seduction, Robert Greene stresses over and over again that letting your intentions known and being too direct is counter seductive. Like, you're gonna end up chasing your target away if you're too direct, letting them know, yeah, I want you, because that's very masculine and that's a man's thing. But your way would be to attract them in other ways, but not directly. So the first thing you want is to make sure that you're actually close to him, because you can't be seductive by yelling at him from across the bar or across the hall. Although I have had some guys from far away come sit next to me based on the seductive look I gave them, or, you know, just toasted them in the air, which I think Andrea Watson, she did that with her latest beau that she secured while we were out freestyling. So yeah, anyways, you want to give them some kind of non-verbal cue to encourage them to come over. This I can't really teach you, but study movies with seductive women and how they operate. Samantha in Sex and the City was very good at this. Just ignore the slutty, you know, masculine part where she was always coming on to dudes, but just remember how she would move and talk and how she would say things in such a sexy way, even though they were very boring words, and her body language too. Do that. So you can ask him a question, any question. If you're not quick on your feet, you might want to write some down. I'm pretty good at this already. But if you're not, just write it down. Stuff like, oh, what are you drinking? That looks delicious. But, you know, say it in a sexy way. That looks so yummy. What did you order? Mistake him for staff and ask him a staff question. I've done this before. At the dealership, I approached a guy, you know, asking him about my car when I knew clearly he was not the people that work there. And he was actually nice and pointed me to the people that work there. Ended up getting my number. But that's story time for another day. Like I said, mistake him for staff and ask him a staff question, and this will actually humble them a little bit. And it's also refreshing for them, that because they're so used to people coming after them and treating them like high and mighty, it's nice when, like, a pretty girl, you know, unknowingly, even though you knowingly, mistake them for staff, and that way he'll see you as charming and refreshing if you do it the right way. And you have to do it with the right guy too, because some guys are a little too egotistical for that move. Ask him where the restroom is. That's a simple question, and you need to seem very lost when you do that. Oh my God, excuse me, like with a, you know, light voice. Excuse me, do you know where the restroom is? And of course, even if he didn't know, he'll be trying to find out where that damn restroom is. Ask him to take your picture. That's a perfect one. Especially, again, if he's high profile, because nobody really bothers them like that. So if you're actually engaging with them, they will engage back. Ask him to finish zipping you up. Now, this is a risque one, but you want to, like, have your dress zipped up, like maybe 3/4 of the way, and you just need that last bit zipped up, and you can be like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. This dress is just so difficult. Could you please zip me up? And of course, if you're hot, trust me, he's going to start flirting. And I speak from experience. Um, Ask him if he's someone you know, and then apologize and say, oh my God, you look so much like my friend. Bleh. Whatever you want to replace with that. Ask for recommendations for whatever. Oh my God, do you know where the best jazz bar is around? Whatever. Like, write these questions down that you can pull out of your toolbox whenever you see a certain guy, because, you know, obviously you're going to ask different questions to different people, you know. But you can see how easy it is to come up with stuff. I personally can think on my feet, which I give credit to stripping. Strip, hooray. So after you ask the opener, sit back and let him start talking and showing interest in you. If he doesn't, do not force it. There's plenty of wealthy fish in the sea. Throw that one back in the water and start all over. But the more practice you get, the more easier it'll be to attract guys to you. Okay, story time. I think I'm going to start doing story time every time I do one of these videos to kind of give you guys examples of what to do. So I was running errands in Fort Lauderdale, and I decided to stop at one of these bars where I met some nice prospects in the past. If you want to know the name of the bar, feel free to comment under this video on the show's Patreon page. It's only $1 a month to join. Patreon.com/TSEGP. Anyways, so I stop at this restaurant it's a restaurant on the water in Fort Lauderdale, and I sit at the bar. This was like around happy hour time too. So when I get to the bar, I noticed it was pretty crowded, but there was like one seat next to these two guys who smelled like something. Money, 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 money. Anyways, so I go up to them and I'm like, excuse me, is anyone sitting here? And the guy was like, you are now. Please, let me make room. Sit next to me. Guys always seem to do this to me for some reason. Maybe because I'm cute. Anyways, so I sit down. I'm looking through the menu. The bartender's telling me what the specials are, blah, blah, blah. And I notice the two guys are looking at boats on their phones, and they're talking about different, you know, boat stuff, you know, like guys. And of course, I'm like, oh, is one of you buying this boat? Because I want to be naked on the boat. Listen, you have to know your audience, but more than likely, guys will always respond to that kind of a visual stimulation. And they're like, and then one guy was like, I already have a boat. Oh, geez. And the other guy was like, well, hey, I guess I better buy this boat now. Anyways, long story short, I guess that was like my little opener or whatever, although he probably would have ended up talking to me anyway. But me, I'm just a vibrant, energetic person naturally, so I will talk to whoever. You can ask Andrea. Like, I will find something just to talk about so that way they can notice me, you know, but I'm never direct. See, like I asked them, oh, are you buying the boat? I want to be naked on the boat. Like, I didn't like say, hi, my name is, what's your name? Like, no. Like, I basically told them, you want me naked on your boat? Buy a boat. But anyways, we're talking, we're flirting. The guy that's sitting next to me obviously was smitten. And we were flirting, whatever. And within like maybe 10 minutes of talking to him, he told the bartender, whatever she's having, just, I'm taking care of her tab. This happens to me a lot. I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I guess I better order some more expensive stuff. I always do that to kind of let them know, money, bitch. And of course, the guys with money will always laugh and chuckle at it because they think it's cute. But the guys that are broke, they might not. Anyway, so we laugh, we whatever. He had to fly out of the country that day, and I guess he was like having drinks to pass time before he went to the airport. And then, you know, after I was done with dinner and traffic had passed, I was like, okay, good night. Like, he had initially left, but then he came back and was like, oh my God, your pheromones, I have to have your number. Okay. So I gave him my number, and then he left. And then shortly after I left, and that's a contact that I'm working on now. But the goal is to treat this as a numbers game. Your goal is to get as many wealthy men on your roster as possible, because the more wealthy men you have, the more wealthy men you'll be dating. And the more wealthy men you're dating, the more likely it is for you to snag a wealthy boyfriend and hopefully eventually husband and provider. So that's it, guys. If you want more, or if you want to join our community, like I said, join our Patreon page. It's only $1 a month. It supports the show. It helps me with admin costs because I'm doing all this stuff myself, folks. Patreon.com/TSEGP. If you found value in this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment below. And I will catch you on the next episode. Bye.